I still remember the night I stopped believing in goodness. It was raining, not the kind that cleanses the world, but the kind that feels like a punishment. My name is Adira Vale, and 3 years ago, I was just another ambitious marketing executive in one of New York's biggest firms, Sterling & Co. I was 27, determined, and hopelessly naive. I believed in hard work, loyalty, and the illusion that people would treat me the same way I treated them. I was wrong. It started with Damien Cross, my manager, charming, intelligent, and manipulative. He made me feel seen, like I was special among the noise. He called me the fire that keeps this place alive. I didn't realize that in his eyes, I was just kindling meant to burn when convenient. Damien wasn't alone. Clara, my so-called best friend, worked beside me. We shared secrets, lunch breaks, and dreams, until one day she shared something else, my project. It was a campaign I'd spent 6 months developing, Project Phoenix, a digital rebranding strategy that could reshape Sterling's global image. I stayed late nights, skipped weekends, built every slide and concept by hand, and when the day came to present, I found out. Clara had already done it, with Damien. Together they pitched my idea as theirs, and the room applauded. I remember sitting there, my hands shaking under the table, my throat too dry to speak. I thought maybe it was a misunderstanding, maybe Damien would credit me later. But then he looked me dead in the eyes, smiled, and said, "Adira, we'll need your support to execute our vision." Our vision. That was the day my fire died. In the weeks that followed, I tried to fight it. HR didn't listen. The board believed the golden duo, Damien and Clara, who painted me as an unstable, jealous employee. They accused me of inconsistency, emotional volatility, even hinted at mental fatigue. By the end of that month, I was fired. But before leaving, I overheard something that changed everything. Damien was talking to Clara in his office. I was invisible to them, standing outside the frosted glass door. He said, "Once this deal closes, we'll dump her name from the credits entirely. I can't risk her being a liability." Clara laughed. "She won't do anything. She's too soft. That's why we win." That line, "That's why we win," it echoed in my mind for months, until one day I decided I wouldn't be soft anymore. They wanted to play dirty. So I learned to play darker. I disappeared for a year. I moved across the country, changed my number, and studied everything they underestimated about me: power, influence, and silence. I learned cyber marketing, digital manipulation, and corporate infiltration. I freelanced under fake names, worked in ghost campaigns, and built quiet connections with the kind of people who didn't ask questions: hackers, brokers, and gray area consultants. While they climbed higher, I was building my shadow empire. And 1 year later, I saw the headlines: Sterling & Co. announces global expansion with Damien Cross as vice president. Perfect timing. The next phase had begun. By now, I had a new name, Eden Vale. The media thought I was an anonymous digital strategist working for elite global clients. In truth, I was the ghost behind half a dozen rival firms, all positioned to target Sterling & Co. Every move I made was surgical. Every whisper I planted was a seed. I started small, leaked confidential data to competitors, exposed small ethical violations, and fed insider gossip through anonymous forums. The market doesn't destroy people with knives, it does it with reputation. Then I moved closer. Clara had become a social media face for the company, the inspiring female leader type. I followed every post, every picture, every speech. She talked about women supporting women. She talked about trust and teamwork. It was all performance. So I created a digital clone, a deepfake leak, one that showed Clara bad-mouthing the same women she preached to support. When it surfaced online, her followers turned on her. Brands dropped her. The firm issued a statement, pending internal review. Clara vanished from the public eye. One down, but Damien, he was different. He wasn't just arrogant, he was dangerous. He had power, money, and friends in high places. To take him down, I couldn't just hurt his career. I had to destroy his world. I discovered he was laundering money through a fake NGO, Future Tomorrow. It took weeks of digital tracing, but I connected every thread. Then I hired a journalist anonymously to expose it. The story hit the press like wildfire. Damien's face was everywhere: corporate star in corruption scandal. He denied it, of course, but evidence doesn't lie. The board suspended him, the investigation opened, and Sterling stock crashed overnight. I watched the chaos unfold from my apartment window, wine glass in hand. I thought I'd feel satisfied, but instead I felt empty, because revenge doesn't give you peace. It just replaces your pain with silence. Months passed. Damien disappeared from the media. Clara moved to another city. I could have stopped there, but fate wasn't done with me. One night, I received an email from Damien. The subject line said, "We should talk." I don't know why I opened it. Maybe I wanted to hear him beg. Instead it said, "You won, but do you even know what you've become?" Attached was a single file of photo. It was me, walking into a cafe, taken 2 days earlier. He knew I was still watching. He knew who I was. That night I didn't sleep. For the first time I realized that the monster I'd created wasn't just destroying him, it was destroying me. But I couldn't stop, not now. The final act had to end in truth. I tracked him down, confronted him in an abandoned office, the same building where we'd first worked together. When he saw me, he laughed softly. Adira Vale, the girl who thought she could outplay me. I replied, not outplay, replace, and I did. Everything Damien built now belonged to me: the clients, the contracts, the influence. He walked away that night defeated, exiled, erased. I didn't kill him. I didn't need to. His silence was my victory. As I watched the city lights that night, I whispered to myself, they burned me once, so I became the fire.